to reflect on the highs and the lows of 2024. Well, get yourself a coffee because today we're also going to be talking about setting yourself up for success in 2025. Today is a Campfire Chat with my co-founder of OmniSAM, Jacqui Ashley. And we're going to be talking openly, honestly, and unscripted what it's been like in a startup business for our first 6 months. We'll talk about lessons we've learned, strategies we've used to build momentum. Plus, we'll also be sharing with you how to get involved in our upcoming 3-day GSD Workshop at the end of January. So today, let's talk vision. Let's talk growth. Let's be real, unscripted, as we reflect back here today as New Year's Eve. Well, it is for us in Australia. If you're in the past, you're waiting for that. We're in the future. But grab yourself a drink, whether it's something sparkly or something dark. Thank you, Danny. We're going to get started, of course, with our normal song, our theme song, and I'll be back with my co-founder, Jacqui Ashley, in 3.5 minutes.
You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. You always thought that you were weak, but babe, you're wrong. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Think that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Go ahead and shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine. You shouldn't doubt yourself, 'cause you're a work of art. You should know that you are perfect with those flaws. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Know that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Go ahead and shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just
No sound. There we go. Thank you so much. Hopefully there was sound before. Hello. Welcome to our Campfire Chat with lots of technical difficulties here on the final day in 2024. We have the amazing Jacqui Ashley, my co-founder here, and we're here really just to have an unscripted conversation to reflect on our journey as a startup business owners here with OmniSAM, talk about what we've learned, things we've struggled with, and really just try and keep it really candid and lighthearted, and really then give you a bit of a sneak peek into some of the ideas, because we haven't had our team retreat yet for 2025. So before we kick off, we would love to hear from you. What was your biggest learning moment in 2024? So comment below. Keep those conversations coming on in. I am teching my own show, so I'm trying to get all the windows in the right place. But what was your biggest learning moment? Now, before we actually get into all the things, Jacqui, hello, darling. Lovely to have you here. You didn't sleep in or anything, did you?
Literally, I think my eyes are still puffy from just literally waking up and uploading it. And then so it's going, I'm going to send you a link. I'm like, oh, okay, give me a few minutes. I'm in, I'm out.
And she's like, where did you put the link? I said, in the calendar. She's like, which calendar? I'm like, the Jacqui calendar, the Sally calendar, the OmniSAM calendar, all the calendars.
I'm here, baby. That's all that matters. I'm here.
Better than me last week, because you rang me at 9:15 and said, where are you? And I'm like, oh, it was Christmas Eve and I forgot. So... and it's much harder because I've got to do all the setup. So get those tippy tap fingers out. Interact with us as we have a little chat. We do really want to know, what's your biggest learning moment from 2024? But Jacqui, let's start with some wins. What's some moments for you that, you see as a win or a standout moment for you, both professionally and personally, in 2024?
Well, I think a personal win, actually, this will come under personal and professional. I think starting a business is a big win, right? It's not something, everyone thinks, oh, yeah, start a business, but it's and having started businesses in the past and actually managing a few businesses, it's a bit more challenging this time around. I think starting a business, and also in an industry that, well, I'm only familiar because I have been one of your clients in the past and working with you through that. But still, it's an industry that is not my most familiar or strongest, I think,
Yeah.
Even though
you've worked, share with the audience, what other industries prior to this one have you actually worked in?
Yes, I've worked quite a few. So for those who think they can only have one career in your lifetime, I say, nah, right? You only live once, so God, you got to make it worth it, I have been, let me see, hospitality, hotel management, and managing pubs are very different. Hotel management, recruitment in legal, recruitment in medical, right? Sales as well, in promotional merchandising sales. Travel. So I even worked in the travel industry, yeah.
What products were you working with?
Okay, so most of them were service-based. Hotel management, we were selling rooms. I was working with the Ritz-Carlton Group as in the sales and marketing then. Mm-hmm. And, we were selling corporate rooms to corporate clients. So promotional merchandisers, we were selling to FMCGs. That was a lot of fun because logos creating logos and creating marketing strategies and promotional products for large companies, such as M&Ms and all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we've got legal recruitment, which I went into. Again, I was like, I didn't have skills in that industry, and I just went in and said, okay, teach me. I'm going to get in and get my hands dirty and learn it. Oh, boy. And the thing about that, we set up when Lehman Brothers but that was like in the GSD, that was the worst time you could ever set up a business, but we did. And working in the travel agent with my uncle back then, many, many years ago. So I've done a lot. And then medical recruitment in the last 10, and also my own coaching business as a mindset coach.
Yeah. You and we both
But
went
Sally,
in.
you have too. I mean, your background, right? Tell me about yours, because you've gone through a lot as well.
Well, I guess, I mean, I can go all the way back to when I was 8 years old. And I started my first business.
Selling things.
I was selling things at the local market, so I'd go around and my grandparents would get there really early, and we would always have to be the first in the front gate. But then we would get there really early, and then I had nothing to do. So I used to go and buy things with the money that I earned and take them back to my grandparents' table and sell them. So I've always found a way to sort of turn $1 into $2. And I was selling things on the school ground that I'd bought at the market. I would sell them on the school ground. Yeah, my first real job, was cutting sandwiches in Highlight Cakes. I don't even think they exist anymore. It was a franchise sort of pies and cakes place, and I used to get to go home with leftover pies and sandwiches, things like that. That was my real sort of job, apart from helping people at the markets. But my job that got me to move out of home, I was working at McDonald's. So I think that was a little bit more of the systems. When I look back now at the systems that McDonald's had, that makes me kind of realize, well, hey, that's probably why I love systems, because I always, whenever they ran competitions like fastest server, guess who won? Me, because it was a challenge. And McDonald's had a thing where if you didn't serve the food and push it forward within 1 minute, they would get a free meal. And I never once gave away a free meal. Thank you. And always serve the most amount of customers in the lunch hour. So many jobs. But then I think after many surgeries, I got confined to bed, and that's when I stumbled over network marketing. And I think that was my gateway drug into being a real entrepreneur. At the time, I didn't realize that I was, and probably since 8. But that was really my biggest gateway drug into running my own business, because it was successful. And, I was number 1 team builder in all of APAC. So that was pretty decent, and 3 in the world. So I fell in love with I loved the products because it was pretty nails and makeup and, all things that sparkle. And then I think that it was teaching and helping people who wanted to be leaders within the company that I fell in love with. And that's when, the Sparkle Class Academy was born. I've always loved teaching, and I've done that as well. I'm a qualified teacher, but I think teaching and motivating and mentoring is my thing. And so this will be my 3rd, not including MJA. But Jacqui and you and I got in together, we'd been, I don't know, how long have we known each other for now? I'm just trying to think. It was well before COVID. It must be 5 years.
Was it before COVID?
It was way before COVID, because we went through COVID.
Oh, yes. Wait. Oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Can't even remember.
I reckon at least 5 years. I reckon, because I always sort of said, I won't bring somebody on in a business until I've known them for 5 years.
Oh, 2018, I think. Just before COVID.
Yep. Well, there was 18, and you went through when my daughter was sick for a little while. So, yeah, you were part of that journey. So, yeah, that was 2019 and then COVID. So it must have been 2018, I think, that we knew each other. And I think the biggest turning point for me was when I lost my mum just over 12 months ago now. That's when I realized, because the Sparkle Class Academy was $1 million business, right? We turned over $1 million. We did really well. But that's when I realized I've kind of built myself a monster because everybody's buying Sally.
Yeah.
And then I couldn't take any time off.
Yeah.
Right? And that's when I said yes to you for MJA. It wasn't too long after that. I said yes to you. And we, in November, not this year, the year before, I went in partnership with you with Medical Jobs Australia. And from November through to June, I gave it a crack. Hated it. Oh, I really did not like it. It was admin work all day, every day. And even though I was still building systems in the background, it was still admin work every day, and it was very repetitive.
Admin and compliance work.
Yeah, compliance. And I don't like to read.
The medical industry is a very niche.
It is. And really, this was my day. Wake up, read emails. There's a job offer. Contact a doctor. Doctor says yes or no. Contact hospital. Tell hospital yes or no. Confirm and do it all over again and again and again and again. The same thing. For one placement, maybe 3, maybe 4, and then we've got to just keep placing all the time, right?
The different doctors, you do.
Yeah.
And you go to hospitals.
Well, I know you're going to go to back because you've been worked in that industry for a really long time, but I could not see myself in it.
Yeah.
I gave it a hard go though. I went full time with you from November to June, right? I invested money and
I think that's a big win for you.
Yeah, I learned a lot. And I also learned what I don't like to do. More than anything. Yeah, and then the Sparkle Class Academy was how we met. You actually were introduced because I was doing really well with Keep, the CRM software, and they would send me leads every so often. And they sent me you, Jacqui Ashley, and you were not easy to close.
You've had that so many times. You're gonna never let this go.
But I see this when you negotiate now when we're working together. Like, you're really good at negotiating. And one thing I'll say that you do so much better than me is hiring. I guess that's why you worked in recruiting for so long, because I struggle I hire okay, but I can never get rid of them. Honestly, like, I just keep them. Like, I say yes, and I'm like, I can train them. I can make them better. But we've grown so fast, Jacqui, this business, right?
Yeah.
Like, within 3 months of starting, we had already won an award in the SaaS industry. So SaaS means software as a service. We'd already won an award for over 100 SaaS subscribers within 3 months, or, people attached to our agency. And that was pretty cool. I was invited to America, but we're in startup. And I'm like, I'm going to spend it on ads.
Weren't that yet.
Yes, yeah, no, definitely. And so, out of everything, what do you think is for me, I guess the biggest win for me is finally bringing on a business partner. And, we did actually start out with 3 people when we began. We're open and transparent here. And I was looking at about, I think it was 15 I started the Sparkle Class Academy. In 15, 16, 17. Yeah, it was 17 that I quit network marketing because they wouldn't let me have my own online school, and I'd have to check everybody who enrolled in my school was not in the company I was working with, even though I had ads everywhere. So I decided, no, cut this bird's wings. I'm going to go out on my own. And I said to my husband, give me 5 years. He didn't know at the time I was taking money out of my daughter's bank account to fund the new business. And I was selling things from the garage.
That's it. You do what you need to get the money, right?
Yeah. Well, right now, have we been paid yet, Jacqui?
Not yet. It's coming. It's coming. It's what
Have
we're
our
doing
staff.
for the long-term vision, right? For the long-term vision, right? The staff is important.
The
right?
staff is. And I think that's a big thing for me, is having Jacqui in a role that I know that I struggle with, because I just see rose-colored glasses and I can keep beating that dead horse and fix them. But, you know, I always heard that saying, hire slow, fire quick, right? I can do the slow because I'll keep them for years. I could never fire. Before I'd fire, I would have a counselling session with a mentor. I would write a script. I would practice it, and then I'd bring somebody along so that I would try not to cry. And this happened many times through the Sparkle Class Academy when I realised, you know, things weren't a good fit. So you're like, no, Sally, no, they're not helping us right now and we don't have time for this. And that, I think, has been the biggest part of starting OmniSAM. And every time something happens with the staff, I go, not in charge of HR. It's Jacqui. What do you say you're not in charge of, Jacqui, when you think of OmniSAM?
Oh, I tell you what, the tech. Give me the sales, give me the people, the thing, how every little thing works, you know. But here's the thing, being in the industry doesn't mean that you can't, you got to also learn. You got to know a lot. You do. Not saying, but the inner, the real deep tech stuff, you know, always comes back to you. You got to know enough. You got to know enough about your business for you to be able to share with people, because you can't help people you don't know your business. So you do have to have that knowledge to know enough, right?
Yeah. I will say, you're always saying, oh, just let me have a go at it, right? Because even you just want to get in and click around. And we have a funny little internal joke when something breaks or we click the wrong button. We go, oops, did it, Jacqui?
Yeah. Hey, if you don't give it a go, you'll never know. You're never going to learn until you actually make some mistakes, right?
Yeah.
And until you actually look around and have a play, especially with software.
Yeah. Now, when we started, I hit the ground running because I don't like to go slow.
You just run in the deep end.
I do not like to go slow. I think it was a
statement. No, she doesn't. I tell you what, no, she doesn't. You got to be ready you got to be ready. And I was like, oh my gosh, what's happening? What are we doing? What's happening today? Okay, where are we at? Right. This is this. Something changes next day. You have to be ready for it, because things change really fast in our business.
I have a lot of crazy ideas. I do.
Oh, you do. But I love it.
And that means shit breaks too, because we move so fast, you know. And I remember, like, when COVID hit, I decided to put together an online, this is because I'd already been living in Zoom since 2015. So I decided to create an online event, and I threw together a 3-day event with 50 speakers, and I did it in less than 4 weeks.
Yes, you did. I remember.
A whole website, multiple Zoom accounts running so people could go to different sessions, and there was a help desk and there was a home base with links to all the Zoom rooms. I had to ask people I knew and clients if I could use their Zoom accounts so I didn't have to buy heaps of Zoom accounts. So, yeah, that shows how long we've been together. That was a while ago. That was Sparkle OnCon. Yeah.
Oh, yes. I remember that, because I was like, 4 weeks, huh? Oh, this got to be a record for someone who can do a weekend summit. Like, online conference for a few hundred people.
I know. Well,
you did it, girlfriend. You did it.
Well,
right?
when we looked at forever, right? I had who knew that the muso arty chick from school who hung around with all of the people behind the shed that are doing things they shouldn't do, would end up running her own company in software. Like, it surprises me. But when I was working with Keep and Kajabi, and I was still like, do a little bit of stuff with Keep and Kajabi, I got invited to teach for Keep. I'm, on the committee thing for Kajabi, but it was about 2017, it might have been, before maybe 17, 18, I thought, wouldn't it be nice if I could bring everything I like about Acuity, Keep, Kajabi, because they were the three major platforms that I, help people with, into one place. So we used to call it the Sparkle tech stack or our ecosystem. And we would only bring people on who used that software. Then I spent time researching, how can I build this myself? And I talked to some developers. It was going to be millions of dollars to get a developer. Yeah. And I'm like, nah.
Not yet.
Not yet.
No.
But back then there was another company that was developing software, but it was horrible. Like, I jumped in, I thought, this looks promising. And there were lots of other ones too that were coming out at the time. But yeah, that was 2018. And then this year I went back to one of the developers and I'm like, holy hell, that's come a long way. And that's when I'm like, yeah, I can work with these developers. I've got all these other things I can develop, bring in my developers, use really stable software that's been around for a while, that is constantly being developed. And hey, let's start our own software company. So I reached out to Jacqui, and at the time, one of the people that were working for me, Christy, and said, hey, ladies, want to go into this together? And when it's the same for MJA. Like, I went in and we weren't getting paid, right? We didn't get paid when we started in MJA. And that's what I said to you guys. I said, we're not going to get paid, but yet. But we have but you will definitely have shares. It was scary because I have to share my money. And I've never had to ask permission. Not that I'm asking permission, but, I still had to compromise. But at the end of the day, it was always my decision in the end. And that's what I would say is one of my learnings is now I have a business partner. I have to check before I implement a brand new marketing campaign.
And look, I think you've done really, really well, because there were times where I did challenge you and, but you kind of learned and reminded, that's right, I have a business partner that, that I need to talk to, need to discuss, right?
We do some good late night discussions and debating and standing up for our opinions. But a few times we've gotten a little, I guess, listen to my way to each other. And then at the end, we're like, oh, sorry about last night. But we do. It never feels like an argument. It's just we're passionate and we know it comes from love. Like, we've both been doing this now for 6 months and we have not drawn an income from the business because it was more important to pay all the startup fees and bills and all of that. Stuff. Yeah. Actually, I was going to have a look this morning and I never had a chance to have a look at, what we've done each month since we've started. Like, has it been a profitable? Let me see if I can jump in and have a look. How profitable have we been? I haven't had a chance to really look, but we did set a little goal and profit first. So, Jacqui, you explain how you would explain profit first, because that's the system we've used for managing our money in this new startup.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's a really smart system, actually. And if you haven't got a system for managing your cash flow, cash flow is key. And I think profit first system is one of the best system. It's allows you to put money into your bank account. So you have money in there. Because as you, especially for startups, when you're paying bills and things like that, when you have one account going in and out, it's really, really hard to manage what cash flow goes where the cash goes here and here. And so having the profit system allows you to segregate. So what we would do was we would have 5 different accounts, right? Money would come in one account, then we would separate it depending on the percentages. Profit, a percentage of that goes into profit, owner's compensation, operating expenses. So a percentage of the money coming in will go into the different accounts, even for tax. So we always have money for tax, we always have money for operating expenses. And we even had money for profit as well. We do.
Yes.
Actually, we haven't touched it. We haven't drawn it because we had a goal that we wanted to reach. We said, okay, we're not touching this owner's comp until we reach this money, then we can start paying ourselves, right?
Yeah.
So and this is where you've got to have the vision in mind as well as the right strategies now in place to get to where you want. And I think what I love about our relationship is we both have that in mind, and we're both willing to take some risks, and we're both willing to put it's a risk, right? We've had a lot of challenges, let's say that. But we've also overcome those challenges together.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah.
Lots and lots of challenges. So with the profit first system as well, I said to Jacqui, so the main accounts, every single dollar that comes in hits an income account. And then we distribute a percentage rate to operating expenses, owner's compensation, tax, profit, and then that's it. Yeah, because then there's income. So that's our 5 accounts.
Yeah.
And we went without for 6 months to hit 25,000 in the owner's account that we're not touching until we get to that figure. And the reason for that is once we start paying ourselves an actual wage, there'll always be money to pay ourselves a wage, right? So if I started paying ourselves now or when we first started, I might pay ourselves and then nothing. I'd prefer to pay staff and marketing. I always tell Danny, if we win the Tats Lotto, I'll spend it on ads. Turn $1 million into 5. And then we can always draw a wage because that will constantly be topped up from the income coming in. And we've got a buffer in there to be able to say if something doesn't go right for a month, we still get paid. So if you've ever heard the term go without now so you can reap the rewards later, that's what it is. So I have literally been pulling money from wherever I can. My husband's gotten good at starting to sell things because, I wanted to actually shut down the Sparkle Class Academy. It wasn't a matter of still keeping it running. I actually wanted to just let it go. And yeah, it was scary bringing people in like you two. I didn't know. Will you show up? I know you worry, right? I built this business.
Yeah.
And then if I bring people in, will they be able to GWC? Get it?
Get it?
Want it? The biggest part is the C, capacity. So, beautiful Christy, she has, a young family, and just she didn't have the capacity. And we just like staff members, we can't shoulder them and carry them until we're successful. We really, how many hours a day do you think we work, Jacqui?
All right, entrepreneurs think that you don't need to do any hours. Let's be honest here, okay? When you're doing a startup and startup business, especially, you're putting in the hours. You're putting in the hours, right? Because you've got somewhere to go. You want to go somewhere, right? And that's our, we put in the hours. We do, right?
But we love it.
We do
That's
love
a
it.
big difference, I think.
You got to love it too.
Yeah.
And
You know, to
want
get up
it.
at crazy hours to see my mentor in America at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning and, you know, get up early to start events that start at 5 a.m. so that we can accommodate our beautiful people in America. You know, we need to put a limit on how early we get up, because at the end of the day, really, we're trying to also build a lifestyle-friendly business.
Yeah.
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 So,
What?
Yeah, you go. Your turn to ask a question.
Well, I can ask you, because for you, Sally, from Sparkle Academy to also, right, from Sparkle Academy to OmniSAM, that was a big transition for you. It must have been the hardest decision for you to do that, and also to bring on a partner. How did you manage that? What helped you through to actually get you through that transition? Say, yeah, and you know what, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah, I think my mum had a lot to do with it. Losing my mum and then realizing that I still had all of these clients banging on the door when I just wanted to grieve, and realizing that, and it's something that I teach as well, right? Build a framework and sell the framework, right? Sell your signature method, your product, because then you're not selling yourself. And I found that even though I do and have created the Freedom Funnel Formula framework, they were still all buying me. And
Yeah.
I never felt like I could take time off. Like when I went to Malaysia to meet my biological father, I knew that I had you guys looking after the place for the first time. So for me, it was really scary. And looking at the numbers at the beginning when you first, and you're like dividing it into 3 and you're dividing it into 2 and you're like, oh my God, this used to be all mine.
Now I've got to give it to someone.
That was a hard pill to swallow, right? But I mean, we're spending so much more on team. Customer service is a huge thing we're fixing, but I think that was the hardest shift. Also, leaving Keep and Kajabi, because let's be honest, they helped me get $1 million business. And, you know, even though I've done it in the past, it was through products and I hated it. And I only just did it because I saw the money, but I didn't enjoy the work. The Sparkle Class Academy, I did love it. And I still want to be like a public speaker, but I don't want to have to spend my days worried that people are just buying me. Now they're buying my team. And not, you know, Jacqui, you've been through a really hard time recently, right? And I think Danny said this to me when I invited you guys on. You were having a hard time. And I'm like, I really love these people. Let me help you, help me, right? So if we can do this together, we'll all be financially happy together. And I think that was a big thing, because you also went above and beyond. You know, even though you went from client to me paying you to run mindset sessions inside the community, and then, you know, there was a time that I struggled after mum. You're like, it's okay, you don't need to pay me, but I'll still keep doing the sessions. You know, that really stood out to me as somebody, I guess, very similar values. Like I still teach for Shalene Johnson in Marketing Impact Academy for free. You know, I'm happy to help out my mentors and all of that at any given time. But yeah, the scariest part was sharing the money. Even though we haven't shared anything yet, apart from paying the team and making sure they're well, you know, but we're getting there. But it's rewarding thinking that we've got a software company now. So if we can really nail customer support and the onboarding process so that people are sticky and they get everything. They're like, whoa, I've never had anything like this from another software company. Then anyone can do that when we've got the processes and systems set up. So you and I can travel. That's our goal for this year, right? Travel and run live events. Yeah. Because we get to see Australia and the world. We get to be in person and help people. I get out of my bloody office.
Let's talk about challenges, because I think challenges, I mean, that's especially with the startup. We have had a lot of wins, but we've also had a few challenges, and we're still going through the hello problem every day, isn't it?
Oh my God,
I think
every day there is a problem. But every day in any business, there's always a problem.
Right.
I guess it's how we want to look at that problem. It's how we want to, like, hi, problem. You know, I did get touchy there a month or two ago, wasn't I? You started to say, I can see you're frustrated, Sally. And normally only Danny sees that. And yeah, I was getting, because it was so fast, because, you know me, I decide I want to do something and I do it. And our very first event, we had over 1,000 people register.
Oh my God, yes.
In brand new software that we had not really fully tested, and we had not really used all of it. I could see its functionality, all the really complicated hard stuff that I know. I'd tried that, but other things like scheduling on social media and, you know, the basics, setting up shopping carts, all those basic things I hadn't really done, but I was just like, let's go for it. And I brought 1,000 in. The second time I brought another 1,000 in. And I think within 3 months we had 2,500 leads. How did you manage that, Jacqui? Because you are now in charge of sales. I do the marketing and bring them in. But then you're the one who's now taken over from sales, unless it's a techie client that needs a bigger tech discussion. But yeah, how did you find... Because that's a lot of leads.
You want the truth, yeah.
Yeah, truth.
Hit me with the truth. It was shit, like, because it was not only that. The thing was, something was changing so fast. I had to keep up with the change. Literally, hold on, where are we at now? What is being updated? Oh, okay, this is happening. So, okay, I need to know that because I need to understand how this works so I can share with the client how this works. Literally, we were having. Like, there were so many changes each time that I had to catch up with all the knowledge going in and then trying to manage. I had like so many tabs open going, right, this. But I think, you know, what I've learned is there's a lot of learning as we're doing this together along the way. You won't learn until you actually do it, right? And you go through it. And that's how we learnt the software so quick, because we were actually in and out, testing all the things. And the reason why we had so many leads was so that we could test the software, right?
Best way to break it. Right. So we can fix it.
We can fix it. So we can be able to create the processes and the systems in place a lot quicker. Yeah, go on.
I was going to say, so what do you think has been, I guess, a big mistake that we've faced that you've probably learned, even if it's something we haven't yet solved? What do you think is one of the biggest mistakes that we've made in this startup phase?
I don't think it's a mistake, to be honest, and I don't regret it, because I think that's what makes our business grow fast, is that we see something and we test it and we just go with it instead of waiting. We just got to test it and see how it works. And if it doesn't work, we keep improving. And, you know, at the same time, we also understand the frustrations of our clients, because that's always our first in mind. And we know, like, some of the frustrations that, you know, clients have had along the way with us, with the journey with us. And we also acknowledge, so please note that we do acknowledge that as well. But we do our best to really try and, you know, have a 5-star customer satisfaction, which even means, right, just refund. Most companies do not refund, right? Whereas we go, no, we want to be happy. How can we resolve this? How can we help them? And I just want to say for all our clients out there, who have been with us so far, thank you so much. Like,
Our team thanks you because they get paid.
Yeah, well, our staff get paid. We haven't paid ourselves yet, but we but that also allows us to really help us to improve, and that's what we're all about, customer satisfaction all the way.
Yeah, I have to agree, and again, I want to echo exactly what Jacqui said. Was we appreciate you guys that have come in the beta round where we had absolutely no idea what we're doing. Poor Patty, we promised her a whole website and we just kept starting with new staff. But she's patient. I mean, she knows that she's in something really good, really cheap for forever. But that's not the thing. Like, she did pay for a service that, if I was the customer, I would be, okay, come on, girls. And to me, that makes me so grateful that we are in startup. If this was happening in 3 years' time, we would have a shit business.
Yeah. It will
Right?
not be.
And one thing I've learned is running a software company is very different from running an online school.
Yes.
When you teach people
anything.
When you teach people and then they follow you along click by click, or they go through your course, or you do a mentoring session, and even I still had clients that we would build things for, but at the end of the day, there wasn't too much stuff to manage in regards to customer outcomes because a lot of it had to do with them doing the work.
Yes.
Right? So
yes.
I feel that like our customer support can do so much better. Jacqui, you've had to move out of sales number of times, and so have I, moving out of marketing and sitting in customer support. And that's because we don't want our people to feel like they've been forgotten or haven't been onboarded properly. And, the patience of those that have stuck with us. Yeah. I mean, you're going to win for life because the plan that it ends at midnight today to get in on the founding level plans. So if you were to join us now, you could upgrade and downgrade between any plan. But let me tell you that what you can get in for now at $27 will eventually be $197, and the one at $149 or $47 will eventually be starting at $495. So that's our way to say, well, thank you. Because I know with what we offer in the $497 package, it's currently $147, is what I used to pay for every month, $1,500. That's before I did anything with the software. I still had to pay that regardless of whether I used it or not. So, having that. So go to or drop a link if you're not a founder, because this is your last chance to be a founder for 2024. And I see Bridget's asking about AI. No, AI is different, but I'm also writing more AI. So hold that space. In the new year, I'll have some answers for you around AI. I'm hoping to put it into the 147 plan, but cash flow and development and time. So just give me a little bit more time and I'll definitely have an answer for you. And so Megan's saying, but you guys are patient with us too. Well, thank you. We hope so. Like, we've forced the team to take 2 weeks off. To be totally transparent, one, Jacqui tried to force me to take 2 weeks off by forcing the team. Did that happen? Did we work yesterday, Jacqui?
It worked. But at least we had a few days break here and there.
Yeah. And it helped with our cash flow as well in startup. It's not easy coming up with the funds for startup. like I said, this is the third time I've done this. So here's something that I forgot about startup. January and December is never, when you're in a B2B, a month that you make money, right? Especially December. And normally I'm running a big marketing campaign in sort of September, planning for no new revenue coming in December, early January. And I forgot. And when we got to this time of the year, I was like, oh, Sally, remember, hello, you've done this before. You need to plan and put money away for December, right, to cover your bills. So that was, a reminder, being the third time in, that there are slow periods. And I will say that is why you should never stop marketing.
No.
Never, ever, ever stop marketing. Never turn off a funnel. Always be growing a list. Even if you're just spending a few dollars a day on list growth, always be growing your list, because then you can spend more time serving those who want you, and you get less of this peak and trough. And it's an unsustainable way to run a business if you are, going from month to month. Drip account as well. Haha.
Yes.
That's the other account.
Great. Yes.
Yes, I forgot about that one. So
You
the
wanna
drip
share?
account in the Sparkle world, for 3 months, I forgot to put money in the drip account. So what happens is, if you get an upfront payment for, say, 12 months, you that money then drips back in at the rate it would be if they were on a payment plan. So you don't touch the money, but it just drips back in to the income account. So that, because what a lot of business owners will do is they'll have a $40,000 month and they'll think, oh, I'm a $500,000 business, because if you times 40 by 12, it's a $500,000 business, or the same. And then they spend it all in that month. And then they're not actually in a $500,000 business, because they're not consistently bringing in $40,000 a month. So the drip account, I'll never forget, because when I forgot for 3 months, I struggled to pay bills, because I kept, 10 grand on ads, 30,000 on ads. And then I'm like, oh shit, I forgot all those, $9,000 and $25,000 payments were supposed to be dripped back, not just spent on 1 month of ads. So, yeah. Bridget says, can I cancel the AI? I don't need it yet. And I jumped up to 147, and that's in the AU. Everything. Okay. So there was an option to upgrade to AI. I stay on your 147, Bridget, because you're on the best plan. But if you've added on AI employee, you use it. I mean, it's awesome. And I'm still working with the developers, trying to learn it better so I can teach it to you. But she loves mine. So Mira and Chloe are her favorite AIs. Yeah, if you need to. But yeah, you'll still need your 147 plan. But Mira and Chloe, well, yeah, who knew that I would become an AI bot coder? Again, surprising myself.
Share with them, Sally, how Mira and Chloe works, so our audience know, because when you have them, it's amazing.
Yeah. So I've been writing and playing with AIs for a while now. I feel like I'm in this gold rush period for AI, just like I was when Live started. Remember when Facebook Lives, or actually Periscope Live, started? And that's how I went from 2,000 to 70,000 people who followed me in 12 months. And that also was a big help towards, turning the Sparkle world into $1 million business. I feel that AI is a little bit like that. And for some reason, I just get it. And I'm in and I'm playing and teaching it what to do for specific purposes. Because what can happen, I guess, in ChatGPT is the longer your conversation is, the more confused that the conversational thread becomes. It is starting to learn a lot more, and I'm seeing what it's doing, but I built them for specific purposes only. So Mira is for social media, and what she does is she helps people to batch create evergreen content for social media. She'll come up with all your ideas, your quotes, suggestions, and then I've programmed her to structure it so you can copy and paste straight out of Mira into Canva, link a few things, and then just batch create, say, 91 pieces of content like that. Then you've just got to go through and edit. After you've created your pictures, then she will also have written your Facebook captions, your Instagram captions, your LinkedIn captions. She will have given you appropriate hashtags and each of the captions are platform specific with a call to action in there, whether it's an engagement, like comment below, or it is, just like or follow. And she knows the framework for each of the different platforms. Because even though I am dyslexic, I actually really enjoy copywriting for marketing. And that's kind of a lot of the skill that I put into developing that as well, along with table creation and things. The second one I did was Chloe. So we do a lot of click-by-click building. And what happens is I'll structure out a landing page. So there's a section, and inside the sections there's different elements. So it might be a form and a button and a header and a text and a checkbox and a video. And people struggle to use the right copy. And I'll see people's landing pages and I'm like, oh, it's too feature driven and they're not focusing on benefits and they don't understand marketing copywriting. Or if you look up PAS is a really good example of a really great copywriting formula. There's a few others that I've taught over the years as well. But it's problem, agitate, solve. And so Chloe knows how to do this in copywriting. And now she will, if you tell her you're doing the List Growth Made Easy course, she knows exactly what's in each of the elements as you go through the opt-in page. And she will help you write the dot points and the headers and the benefit statements and everything. And then she will help you write your emails. And she's also been programmed to, which I haven't done the class on yet, how to write a sales page. So, those really long sales pages. The next thing I want to add to her is one of those really long sales letter type landing pages, that it looks like it's, from the head office of OmniSAM and it's a big long letter. That's the next one to put into her. But I think out of everyone watching, who's your favorite who has tried? Is it Mira for the social, or is it Chloe for copywriting, for landing pages and emails? It's all marketing copy. She's pretty cool. But I've got a few other ideas. I've also got Bob the Builder. Nobody's met Bob the Builder. I don't think you've even met him, Jacqui, but Bob the Builder, I have him. He helps me write up my automation plans. So I've educated him about the customer's life cycle. So the one that I teach, stage 1, lead gen, stage 2, indoctrination, 3 is nurture to convert, 4 is sales, 5 is onboarding, 6 is upsell, and 7 is reviews and testimonials. So I've educated Bob on that. I've also educated Bob on the no dead end strategy. So we've got 3 rules when we build automations. Always build a fast path, always build a slow path, and no dead ends. I've also educated Bob on the business in a box and where they all link to each other. So when I'm now writing up, because this was a struggle I had, is delegating. I know my team talk about me behind my back. I do, about me delegating. I'm not good at it, right, Jacqui?
I love delegating. I love finding team that are smarter than us so that we could delegate the work that we can or don't want to do. And I think that is so important to reinvest in good stuff, but also be prepared to know that if they're not doing the work that you want them to do, you have to be prepared to make that hard decision to let them go as well.
Thank you. Jacqui's in charge of HR. I tell Danny all the time.
Yeah. But we do. I love the work that you've created with Mira and Chloe and Bob the Builder. See, this is what we've realized in this partnership as well. When you're finding business partners in your business, is that you want to make sure that you have skills that complement each other. Sally and I both have very different skills actually that complement each other. And I think that's why we work together. Not just, but also, yes, the values. Really important that we have the same values, right? Customer comes first, etc. You know, we have very, very, very similar values. And that aligned with the different skill set, I think that has been a big, I guess, win for us in terms of managing a lot of the challenges that comes along.
Yeah.
Because, yeah. What do you think?
I think helping each other with our mindset as well. Like,
yes,
you say, like, we did definitely both different. I studied for 3 years to become a fully qualified life coach, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours of pro bono work and then coaching. And then I realized I hate it. I said that I hate it because the reason I did it in the first place was because I was seeing so many clients coming in and it wasn't for lack of skill. It was lack of mindset of why they weren't taking action, why they weren't following up, why they were their own excuse for not getting things done. So I thought I can't just mess around in people's grey matter without a framework, right? So I'm like, I'll go become a life coach. And after doing that for 3-4 years, I realized I can listen to people kind of sort of complain about their issues, but then after 3 sessions and they haven't done anything new, I'm like, I want to shake them. And it just frustrates me because I see so much potential in them. So every time it gets to a point where I feel like I'm starting to get a little narky, a little like, just do the thing, I say, go see Jacqui. Just go see Jacqui. I've watched you take somebody from, I can't work from home because my housemate is my problem, for hours, a couple of hours, and I'm like, she's never going to get it. She's never going to see that it doesn't matter whether she's got a housemate or not. She can still do it. And you got her there and you didn't give up on her. About 45 minutes in, I'm texting you, she's never going to get it. This is frustrating. And you just kept on going and kept on going. And then by the end of it, light bulb moment. Oh my God, I can totally do this. It's not because of her, it's because of me. So that I think is a really great compliment, is I realize that, I can do it. My husband actually says to me when I ask him questions, tell me more. He says, he apparently he feels like a client. I don't mean to because I'm an extremely curious person. But yeah, I love the way that, we've complemented each other in that aspect, because I'm going to get shit done. And then you're like, come on, let's manifest. And I'm like, yeah, I'm manifesting. I'm doing it and manifesting at the same time.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. We're still taking action. You're not sitting there and hoping things come.
Oh yeah, I'm not under the triangle.
We're not like, there's some serious action taking that we do, everyone here. Like we're not.
You and I were on two long calls yesterday when we were supposed to be on holidays. So we're definitely doing things, and clients or users that are struggling with customer support right now is the big thing we're working on. Like every day through the break, I'm spending a minimum of 3 hours trying to build a better customer support system.
Yeah,
because
that's our goal.
Well, that was one thing I think that I was actually I go on tangents. Hello, ADHD. Was the customer support side. The other business was easier because you would educate them and send them off to do the thing, where we need to make sure everything's working and not assume that they're going to do the setup. And looking at a few people like Sulessa, who we spoke to yesterday, I went into her account and she has not even set up the business in a box. Now, that wasn't part of the deal. We were going to give it to you. You have to follow the videos and set it up. But I said to her, you know what? Let me do it for you. Because one, she invested in the elite program for a few months and she really didn't utilize it. And how can she really see the power of the software if she's not actually using it? So I've never seen a software company who will come in and set up your complete business system on the house because they want to make sure you've got enough information. This is what I really feel. She needs enough information to make an informed decision if the software's not good for her. But she can't make an informed decision if it's not actually used. She's not using it to see its potential. But yeah, I think struggling with customer service. And I know that the team talk about me delegating, but when I have delegated, I've tried to say I've delegated the thing and I try to remove it from my brain. And then what happens is there are people who I've delegated it to that do not follow through. And then who is responsible for that? Us, the founders. So, yeah, I think I'm moving from teaching the public to teaching the team. I think that's really where I'm headed.
Learning. Yeah, a big learning, isn't it?
Yeah.
Especially when you're a leader and you have a team that you need to manage as well, because they are your biggest asset and they are the ones that have a direct impact on your bottom line, right? So it's really, really important that, you know, we are able to train them so they can do the work, so that we could do other things, so we can do the bigger picture things instead of being in the business. At the moment, we are both actually in the business very much so, because we care as well. You know, every time we hear a customer complaint, my heart goes, oh my God, what's happening now? Why hasn't this been, oh my gosh, my heart goes a bit up like.
Man, I missed you when you were on that cruise for 10 days. I'm like, where's my HR girl? Because stuff wasn't getting done, and I also don't like getting angry. Not that I'm angry at the staff, but I'll just do it myself. Right? Because that's what I do, is I know I can do it faster and better. And I'm not lying. I can actually do it faster and better. But that's not helping us.
It's not helping the business, right?
This year, I promise my team and you, every week with each team member, we are going to either be reviewing or shadowing something every week. Well, I need to block in a time, I think, next year. Like, you know how we've got strategy with Sally every week and mindset with Jacqui every week. Every week, every team member needs time with me. But sometimes, this is the other thing, which is going to come up in our team retreat, is sometimes I want to work on something now. I don't want to wait until the team member's ready. So how will I do that, Jacqui?
With some planning. See, so that's the thing, is also managing, right, your time and managing what you do in what time, at what time frame as well. Because when you're trying to get things done really, really fast as well, and that's the thing, and you do it really fast, but you do it now. Okay, I've got this idea now, I just need to do it now. But when we've got other things to work on, now isn't necessarily the best either. And that's a learning curve I think we've learned as well, right, together. Oh my God, there's so many things that we want to implement now, but okay, so what do we focus on? Because there are so many things that are so important, so many, right? But, learning to also, okay, we need to focus on this. We need to focus on customer service. We need to focus on the team, because with good customer service and good team, right, they can do their job. The productivity level increases, we produce more, we have a better product as well, and service as well. And that comes down to our number one value, I think, is really serving our clients too.
Yeah.
You
Karma.
know, karma.
Whenever,
Oh yeah.
yeah, I always think if I see a customer complaint, I think, how would I feel if I was them?
Yeah.
I think that's why, we've done lots of refunds, and also because of the Canva Made Easy challenge, Jacqui. We
Oh,
I
what
knew
was the learning there? I want you to share.
Yeah. So I knew, because when I worked with Amy Porterfield, I said, okay, she's teaching people how to make courses. Now, inside of Marketing Impact Academy, that's what I do. I'm the course girl because, qualified teacher and all the things, and I love it. But the Canva challenge was born back when I worked with Amy Porterfield, and I showed them how I could advertise, build, create, and sell a course before I made it in 30 days, pretty much. Or I think it was, a lesson every day or every second day, twice a week for 5 or 6 weeks. And I built this whole course. And I learned that I can get leads at like $4 with that challenge. And that was years ago. And then I ran it a while ago in the Sparkle world. I'm like, holy shit, it's still cheap. You know why? Because people just want to make pretty things. Business owners who think that learning Canva is what it's going to take to run a business is not the right type of client for us. It was a great way to test the system. And don't get me wrong, I'm a graphic designer through and through. I teach that stuff. I'm writing infographics in the training, the SOPs that I'm writing at the moment. Like, I'm a graphic designer. I think that's why I like automation, taking really complicated stuff and just seeing it in a straight line or decision diamonds. But taking I've lost my tangent, Jacqui. What were we talking about?
We're talking about Canva and
Oh, the
learning.
Canva challenge. Yes.
The challenge. Because we brought in a few thousand, but that was a big learning because we realized that actually wasn't our clientele base. Even though you love, and don't get me wrong, like they were really good lessons. Canva, you definitely something you need to learn for your business. However, we've also realized from that we'll bring a lot of clients that weren't ready for the software. They were not the right clientele for us, which also learning from that, which we realized what our clientele, well, we're going to talk about it in the team retreat, but we actually have realized what our target clients are that we want to work with as well. Because unfortunately, you can't help every single person. As much as we started off, I think we came and we said, we're going to cast a wide net because we want to see who we want to work with the software, what sort of clients that we love working with, what sort of business that we love working with. And we did that through Canva, and we realized, oh, right, yes. We realized what sort of clients that we can help is more importantly, not all clients.
Yeah, and if people are struggling to pay $27 a month to schedule consistent posts going on social media every day, could you find a staff member to do that for you back in the day when you didn't have to schedule? Most software that does that starts at 47 up to 97. And people struggle to pay the 27. They are not our client, right? Sure, it's a low-hanging fruit tripwire for people to come in and play in the software. Even $147, Australian, mind you, which is less than $100 for software that does what Keep does, or HubSpot, and Kajabi, and Calendly, and Hootsuite, and all of these, and you cannot pay $147 a month. Imagine if you had a shop and you were running a business. I see your software as your team, your team in a box. It's your team, it's your rent. Like, people wonder why we want to talk to you before you cancel your software subscription. It's because your software subscription is your payment gateway, your processing, your CRM. If we just got an email and someone said, cancel my account, we could literally cripple people's businesses without having a face-to-face conversation with them, because it manages everything. The only thing you will still need is Xero or some kind of thing, because that's the government's money, right? You have to have some kind of system like that. You're going to need a designing piece of system like Canva. And if you've got big projects or a team, project management software. Ticketing is a new system that I'm learning for the first time ever.
Yes. Oh, yes.
I think I sent a message in the team chat the other day, didn't I? What did I say? Something. It's here. Let me have a look. And then 2 seconds later, Jacqui rings me. I'm trying to look for the message. I just gotten off a call with the new ticketing processes that I'm trying to implement, and I'm trying to build into OmniSAM. So if anybody wants a ticketing system in the future, they're going to be able to use OmniSAM for it. But I had no idea what ticketing was. Do you know, I even Googled why is it ticketing? Because I didn't understand why they called it ticketing, because my husband works in IT and he's like, I was on support desk doing tickets. And I'm like, why do they call them tickets? And I had this moment of, holy shit, why can't I understand it? I think that was what I put in. I'm not a stupid person. Why can I not understand ticketing? And then I had this realization. That's how I felt about Keep. When I started with Keep, I felt every time I learned something, holy shit, I know nothing. And ticketing is what we're going to need for good customer support. And ticketing means, this is the out thing I had. Like, say you're at a deli and you grab a ticket and you're waiting in line to be served. That's what it is. And you have to be served within a certain amount of time. So I'm writing guidelines. If an email comes in, a response has to be done within a certain amount of time. Replies need to be sent within a certain amount of time. And the actual question, incident, request, whatever it is, needs to be solved within a certain amount of time. So I'm setting SLAs is another word I've just learned. What the hell are SLAs? Service level agreements. So like what we're doing with the new website, we will build your website in 30 days. A fully functional website attached to your business in a box in 30 days. That's an SLA. So you should see my SOP now, Jacqui. It is
There's a lot of SOPs.
Yeah.
And so important to have SOPs.
Yeah.
All right. So shall we talk about 2025? I think it will be, I think it's important for us as, reflecting the year. Oh my gosh, there are so many wins, yet so many challenges and so many things that we want to do on our list. So going to 2025, what are your,
Well, for me, I think the first thing that I'm looking forward to is team retreat. Team retreat. Bring on team retreat. So I've done team retreat by myself when I first started, which was out of the traction book. I do the vision traction. It's blue tacked in my wardrobe, in my cupboard. Every year I do the VTO sheet. And back in 2017, that's when I started having a team. I think it was like a paid team. I started doing it with my team. And that's what we base our team retreat off. Yes, she's got the books. My traction's in the house because I've been planning for team retreat.
These are the 2 books that you need for your business.
Check out my profit first. Many. Oh, I love it. I love it. But my traction's in the house planning for team retreat. So I think that's what I'm looking forward to most is getting everybody rowing in the same direction. And first, because we've got so many new team members, that's what I'm looking forward to, is getting the team to write their own internal team values, the internal team mission. Then we be very open and transparent with the team and we share our numbers. And based off those numbers, we do a projection of where we see ourselves in 10 years' time. So that's kind of day one, our mission, our vision, and our 10-year big dream together. Then on the second day, we do a bit more vision and marketing. So within that time, what we're doing is we're looking at I'm just trying to think, your 3 strategies. I don't have the thing in front of me. We look at your 3 strategies, your uniques, your ideal client, and your 3-year target. And then on the final day, it's traction. We're now working out our scorecard. So what are we actually going to track? So we've set a 10-year target, a 3-year sort of picture, what we see the business like in 3 years. Then our target for 12 months from now. Then we need to break it down into what will our marketing strategy be for the next 12 months? Like we can't decide in March we want to run a campaign and build it in March. We should be building it now for March. And then what numbers we're going to track, because there's so many things we can track. Every team member gets 3 to 7 numbers and no more. And we can change them every quarter, but we need to track them. So to me, bringing the team in alignment with our vision, I think is what I'm really looking forward to, because then I can start really planning 2025. And, and that vision traction 3-day event that we do with the team, like you're flying down a day earlier for planning, but then we spend the next week before we come back officially in the VOZ implementing some of that. And I'm looking forward to travel and going to the Philippines. And hopefully
yes.
when we win another award, you and I are going to go to America together to accept it on stage.
Okay, what would be your word for the year for 2025?
I've been backwards and forwards on this one a few times because we're in startup. I'm thinking like momentum and, how I can link it to making sure I focus on training the team so that the team can look after the clients. But you know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to make it fun. Because I stopped having fun in business after I lost my mum. And it was just surviving, not thriving. To pay the bills and pay the team and not disappoint anybody.
Yeah.
And this year, MJA was not fun. At the start of the year. I did it. I loved the startup side, but it was not fun. It was not something I wanted to do forever. Then moving into this and having all the challenges we've had, I felt my frustration level grow with lack of delegating. But I need to remind myself to just enjoy the journey and the moment and enjoy this enjoy the learnings that come with startup. It's also pointed out to me, like one of our clients, Jenny, birds having fun. Ooh, this must be spring. Jenny Williams, I did a mapping session with her for her offer, and she kept getting pushed to sell business to business, teach people how to be an entrepreneur. And I said after discussion, she likes to help people more through trauma and also sort of making more life decisions. And I sort of pointed out to her, and we talked about it a lot because she's been a client on and off for years. Some people aren't cut out to be entrepreneurs and business owners. It really is. That's what I've really learned since helping business owners and not just selling chocolate molds. is not everybody who thinks that they want to run a business can, because they don't want to learn all the stuff that you've got to learn before you can hire somebody to do it for you. They won't pick up the phone and do those awkward sales calls that don't need to be awkward if you train yourself. They make excuses for follow-ups and they use a lot of yeah buts a lot. And because I worked full-time and started a business, so I know it can be done with many other issues that we don't talk about. But, yeah, I think having fun in this journey of startup, and this is what I want to do, Jacqui. You and me once a month do a campfire chat, a reflection on how things are going. That's one of the things I want to bring up at Team Retreat, is have a more regular campfire chat with you so we can be open and honest to share the struggles, because it's okay if you give it a crack and then decide it's better as a hobby. Because say you want to be a coach, that doesn't mean you can't work in a company and be a coach. You still get paid. You don't have the stress of marketing and hiring and firing and sales and GST and BAS and tax and all the things. Because unfortunately, running a business means doing all that shit too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to have fun. What about you, Jacqui? What's your word?
Gosh, you know what came up? Initially, I was thinking actually growth systems actually was the first one. Systems was the first thing that came up to me in mind in regards to the business. And then growth. But I'm thinking balance, because
Shiny ball, shiny ball, shiny ball.
right? It's not just balance in terms of mindset or self-care and things like that. It's also balance in terms of how and what we are doing to manage the business, manage the vision, and the pace that we go, because we're going at a pace that, and that I know
It's not
that's
sustainable.
that's just us. However, I think behind that there's still some kind of, I think, balance. Yeah.
I liked it when you said systems. Balance is good.
Yes.
I struggle with balance.
Yeah. Balance and systems, I think they come hand to hand. When we have good systems,
so you can
we have
get more
better balance too.
Yeah.
Right? You agree?
Yeah.
So,
maybe that's an internal team. I mean, they're going to help us decide what our word of the year is within the team.
Yeah.
Systems Saturday was, I heard a guy on a podcast say, for 12 months, he wrote an SOP every Saturday. And yeah, I mean, I had a lot of SOPs up here and sprinkled in lots of folders, but yeah, watching our team write SOPs is actually really nice too.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
But yeah, the team retreat. Oh, just to mention, the VTO, the GSD Workshop, is based off what we do in our team retreat. So we have locked in the dates for the team retreat. Yes.
What's the date?
Let me just bring it up. I don't know if the funnel's working. I think hopefully it is for registration. But if you are one of our platinum, diamond, or elite clients, you will get a free VIP upgrade when you register. Yes. It looks like it is working. So if you go to omnisam.com.au/V for Victor, or V for vision, T for traction, O for organization. So omnisam.com.au/VTO. So the dates are 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. So full days, January 29 to 31. So take time off. Come and do this. I've taken people through this in the past, and the outcomes are eye-opening, because you also have the opportunity to take a step back and do a high-level look at your business. Find areas for improvement. You've got to be doing sales and marketing and admin and customer fulfillment. But you cannot be trying to improve every single system at the same time. You need to pick your battles. And at the end of the 3-day event, one, you will be reconnected with your own vision, Bring your team as well. If you have a team, bring your team, because there are team exercises, or you'll do it with yourself. And then at the end, you will have your scorecard, your marketing plan for the year. And then it's just a matter of turning it on, implementing, and then doing it on repeat. You cannot keep chopping and changing your marketing strategies. I mean, look at a lot of the big people that do really well in business. They usually run the same events on repeat, year upon year upon year. And that's what we're going to be doing. Right? I want to do an event, a 3-day event, at least once a quarter with a focus on one area of your business. So this is the vision part of the Freedom Funnel that we're doing, but we're tapping into the others. So if you want to come and join us for this 3-day event, you do not need to be an OmniSAM user either to join us, because it is about the big picture. At the end of it, it'd be good if you had it, because then you could set up all your marketing. But it's only 297 Australian dollars to join us for the 3-day event. And any of the elites and platinums and everything that join us, do not choose the VIP upgrade, because I will automatically give you that upgrade. I haven't checked the funnel, guys. Okay. So you may opt in and it may not, it'll process, but it might not send the right emails. So imperfect action. I was going to launch it next week, but hey, if you're here and you're listening, go grab your tickets now. And it's going to be an amazing event, the VTO, and it'll be right off the back end of our VTO. So we're very open and very, very transparent within our community about what we make, how much we earn, what we spend, what money we lose, what investments go good and bad. And we'll be sharing all of that with you as well in the VTO. So you can see some of these early business decisions, but I hope you'll walk away understanding your gaps. You know, what are the issues that you are planning on solving in the next 12 months? What about you, Jacqui? Apart from the word, what are you most looking forward to about 2025?
Oh, I'm excited. I really am so excited about this ticketing system. I tell you what, and we have so many new updates coming in. We're really, really excited that we're, of course, customer service is, you are our priority, and we're listening to your needs, your input, your feedback. So, and, we're taking all that on board, and we're creating an even better system and even better software. So we're really excited. There's a lot of new things that are coming your way.
So for those who are a founder, you may see some random ticketing emails start showing up, because I'm testing out the ticketing system in the next week. But with the ticketing system, so previously when we had a build client, it wasn't too difficult to sort of keep them updated, because, it was just me and somebody else doing the work, where now we've got multiple people at the same time. So the first thing is management of the multiple jobs. So at the beginning of every month, I'm actually going to create a monthly ticket for each of our build clients. So any of our platinum and diamond clients that have a certain amount of build hours every month, that, that's outside of all the training and the courses, but you pay for a certain amount of tech build, specifically tech build stuff. We can track what we're doing, but also track the time it's taking team members to build a landing page or create a global header or a big menu or, a link tree or whatever it is. So at the beginning of the month, that's what I've decided. Actually, last night I wrote this one. That's why it's top of mind. Is every single one of those clients will have a ticket. At the end of every week, there will be a report of what was done with their hours. And at the end of the month, we'll recap what we've done, and then we'll discuss what we're going to do in the next month for you. And then we'll set up a new ticket. And then under that major parent ticket will be mini tickets. So it might be, build a webinar funnel or build a book funnel or, set up the onboarding system or set up the calendar system. So, there'll be up to 10 different opportunities of building something for you depending on the plan you're on. So that's the first one. The second part of the ticketing system, and this is, how they say the best way to learn is to teach? That's what I'm doing right now. Just saying. Is I'm trying to teach you while trying to remember myself. So inside of the software, I was so overwhelmed with everything because I started using AI to help me write, and it just made things too complicated because it was giving me so many different things to put into the ticketing system. So what I've done is I have stripped it right back to only the main things that would come in and just assign them based on that. So I'm just looking at it now so I can get that quick summary because I'm still trying to learn it myself. So where is it? Okay, here. So the type, the type of ticket. So when it comes in, we need to triage what is the ticket. Why did they pull a ticket out to stand in queue to get help? One, is it just a general question? So we would mark it as a question. So that's really just somebody asking for some basic troubleshooting type. It's not a big troubleshooting. It's just what's the difference between the social starter plan and the ultimate plan? Or how do I customize my email domain? Or what is the right amount of time to run marketing before a challenge? So very basic, don't have to go and look for information type questions. The second group is incidents. So this is a specific event that has happened to a customer that affects their experience or the functionality. So these are probably a little bit more sort of time sensitive and also may need some more troubleshooting. So there's not a straight answer. We need to go and investigate what is the incident. The third ticket type is a problem. So a problem is more of a deeper underlying issue that might be causing reoccurring incidents or events. So for example, something breaks in the software and all of a sudden we get an influx of the same problem from multiple users. They would be flagged as a problem. And these usually require a more in-depth kind of troubleshooting. I call it firefighting, right? And you'll probably need to collaborate with the tech team. And then the fourth one is a request. So that would be like, can you update my billing address, please? Or update my credit card? Or, hey, how do I add a new user to my team? Or I want to cancel, right? So that would fall under a request. Then if the team don't hit the SLA, so the service level agreement timeframes, then automatically it gets escalated, right? So that's when Jacqui and I would step in and say, what's going on? Why hasn't this been done? It's been 3 days. We love you, but get it done, right? I'll go throw in the love you. And then I've created a couple of internal ticketing systems as well. One for internal team. So like when they send me their invoices, I flag them as a job to be done and I've got an SLA to make sure I do it. And then external suppliers and vendors. So if they've caused issues or questions or incidences or problems. So before I had about 20 different ticket types. That's what AI gave me. And I'm like, this is so fucking confusing. Now, simple. Is it a question? Is it an incident? Is it a problem? Or is it a request? And based off that, we then know how to solve the problem. So that's the first part of the ticketing system. Then the second part is, as well as assigning the ticket, a type of ticket, then we need to give it a priority. So a priority is low, medium, high, and escalated, right? And the time frames are shorter the higher you go. Then once we assign the type of ticket, how urgent is it? What's the priority? The third is who, which group actually is responsible for that. And those groups are very simple: the billing team, the tech team, the sales team, the customer support team, internal team, and that's it, right? So simply being able to delegate to the team. Hello, Sally, delegating. Yay. And then tagging, which we all know, got to tag for reporting purposes. And then we have response times. So depending on its priority, how quickly do we need to do the first reply? And then how often do we need to update? So if it's a very high escalated, we need to reply within an hour, and every 3 hours we need to be giving them an update, and it has to be resolved in the day. Where a low priority ticket might be respond within 1 business day, reply to them at least every day to let them know where it's at, and resolve it in 3 days. That's low, and I think that's a pretty good goal, because if you've asked us to update your billing, you don't want to have to ask us in a week, have you done that, right? So those timeframes are going to become really important. So I don't want to, I'll drop it in the chat for you, Jacqui. You can have a look how many pages there are now. But it's huge, right? But this will become the beating heart of why we have a really robust customer service system, I think, for 2025. Because
you know what? I just realized, I think that is a separate episode on its own, ticketing system.
Once I finish building it, we are actually looking at putting it into OmniSAM as a feature. I'm talking to the developers of the software to see if we can actually integrate it easily for those people who need it. You could build a very simple ticketing system with to-dos on the customer's record, but a ticketing system, what I've discovered is if it's just me answering questions and one other person, no problem. I can set up to-dos and reminders and things. But when we've got to collaborate between different departments for the same thing, we need a ticketing system so that the onboarding team knows what the tech building team is doing, knows what, the finance team is doing, to make sure that the legal is up to date with all the contracts. We need a ticketing system to make sure everything gets done. So I think, lots of learnings, but I've never used ticketing before. Like I said, I had to Google, why do they call it ticketing? Because I couldn't visually see, because it is a very complicated system. But I'm simplifying it, getting there. Writing rules, lots of rules. Like the life cycle and the tagging rules that we've got currently. And yes, MOE, right? Looking at, whoops, my computer's doing weird stuff. I know. Well, MOE, I asked the team to message you. Did they email you, right? When I've delegated, I've been letting go. I think I'm going to be watching the ticketing more. That's going to become my job. Not actually doing the work, but watching the tickets to make sure the people are doing the work and then just jumping in to do reviews. Yeah. So ticketing, I think we could definitely teach more on that. And weekly reports. If I was paying, I would want a weekly report. I don't know if it's too much though, Jacqui, every week. Because sometimes,
I think clients wants to know. And I think if I was a client, I'd like a report of once a week. It doesn't have to be a long one, it could be a short one, but I think that's definitely something that is important to keep our clients in the loop with, with what we're actually doing. Because here's the thing, even though they don't hear anything, we're actually doing work behind the scenes. We are.
Yeah.
But the client doesn't know this, right? So, right. And that's what's really, really important when you're doing business like this, is the communication, right? So, all right, we've gone off a tangent. So
we have totally.
Let's have some last words for this year. So we've got the VTO. workshop coming up at end of January.
Yes.
And for those, it is 31st of December. Yes, the founding rate to buy tomorrow. Any
Goes
more
up.
new subscribers will have to apply for the register. We'll be registering for the new rate, OmniSAM rate.
Yes.
So if you haven't yet, make sure you sign up today.
That's it. Once we hit 2025, the founding 2024 rate disappears. Those who have joined us will stay on that rate for life. So if we add extra features, especially on the top level plan, but also if you need to, for example, drop to social starter for a while, then you will still be on the founding rate. You can ask, you have to request, but we can put you up and down between the rates that are in the plan right now. Let me get you the link because I'm just going to jump into the back end here because here's the best place to go. Go to omnisam.com.au/store. That's omnisam.com. I'm typing it in myself. sam.com.au/store. I'm slowly building out the store. Let me see if I can do a share screen on this one, Jacqui.
There you go. I'll put it in the chat.
Yeah.
Oh.
Where is it here? And I can actually do it like this as well. Where's my share screen one? Let's try this one. It's not quite there, but let's go. Where's my little window? Oh, there. That's in the way. Go to store. All right. So here is the store. And you will see that a few of the things that we've added, and I'm going to be adding more, is, we've got some of the things up here, but I've added all of the OmniSAM plans. So these are all the coming new prices. So you'll see these are the end price that we're going to land on. We're not going to get to those price points. That's what we will eventually be selling the software to until I feel that the customer service is up to snuff, really, to be able to do this. But you will see that the 2025 rates are already showing. But if you scroll down and you see these ones that say end, these are the old ones and they will disappear from the cart when the countdown timer hits 0. Right, so these are all ending. So if you want to grab and make sure that you are in the founding level plans, you could just grab the 27, or if you want to set up all the functionality, and what I'll do, anybody who joins us on the 147 between now and the end, look, here I go again, Jacqui. I will have our team. Normally, you have to set up your business in a box following a video. I will give you a New Year's gift of having our team set up your business in a box for you, and then all you have to do is the things that only you can do. Right? So we'll say, okay, we've set up everything. We've given you some emails. Go read them. If you don't like them, change them. We've built your landing pages. We've put all the copywriting in. We've put all your images. We've linked all the workflows. Just go and double check that you're happy with the copywriting. And like your privacy policy and terms and conditions. Make sure you seek your own legal advice, but we'll set all of that up for you. So the whole thing will be functioning for you to start driving people to your calendars and your whatever lead magnet you choose, plus all the no dead end strategy that comes with it. So if you join this plan, we will do the setup. Now, normally for us to do the setup for you, we would charge this. So this is done for you, $3,000 to do it for you. Those people we've given the business in a box to in the past have to follow the videos to set it up. But anybody who joins in the final day, I'm going to gift that entire setup to you so that it will be usable and fully functioning for you within 30 days. Okay, within 30 days. So head to omnisam.com.au/store, and I recommend grabbing this one right here because honestly, it has all the goodness in it. It does all the automations and websites and courses and payment processing and calendars and scheduling and team and unlimited domains and websites and e-com stores. And Sally, shut up. Yeah, so we're slowly adding more products into the store. Most of the time at the moment, we're just quoting on things because the store is just, it's not it's live, but, you know, it hasn't been indexed properly yet. So, Jacqui, I've just thrown my foot in it and given away something else again that I didn't discuss with you. Is that okay,
Well, actually,
Jacqui?
this, we just haven't shared it with everyone yet.
Yeah,
so
because it is a lot of time.
It is a lot of time. So make sure, grab this offer because it's going to go away. It's not that when we hit the 1st of Jan, that's it. We're not going to go back.
No, that's it. Forever, you'll be locked in. And yeah, I'm so excited about 2025. To be honest, so it's going to be an amazing year, and I hope some of you will be able to join us for the VTO. So if you want to know more, just head to omnisam.com.au/VTO, and I'll just pop it in the chat as well for everybody who's here live. Honestly, it'll be one of the best investments that you do. 297 Australian dollars to be able to walk away with a really good plan and numbers. And all of the VIPs, we're actually going to catch up with you in 90 days' time after the end of the VTO to check your numbers and show you how to review and reset your numbers again. So, yeah, that's going to be really valuable. Like I said, I used to do it by myself before I had my own team. And honestly, traction and profit first is how I've chosen to make decisions in business. So, yeah, it's going to be awesome. Come join us. What are you most excited about, guys, out there in the big, wide interweb world?
Yeah, please comment. We'd love to hear from you.
What's your word of the year?
Yeah, 2025 word of the year.
Oh, did you do VTO before, Monica? Maybe. Oh, we love Monica. Monica's is a returnee to our community.
Hi, Monica.
Hey, Monica. So what's next? Well, for us, I should spend some more time with my husband because, you know, quality time is his love language. Maybe that should be my word of the year. Personal
balance.
Personal goal. So business goal, I know what I want for the business, you know, and we're going to be doing more of that with the team. What about your personal goal, Jacqui, for 2025?
I think my personal goal is also balance with the family. Yeah. Spending quality time with them.
Yeah.
Because starting up business, it takes so much time as well. You know, there are sacrifices.
There are.
And, you know, I think this year, even though we're still building and we're still moving forward in this growth, you know, there's also, I think, balance, quality time with the family.
I think for me, I need to start looking after myself better because I'm really good at looking after everybody else and stressing about other people's problems. And you like me, like we see, oh God, the customer needs help. And then, so I bought walking shoes yesterday, Jacqui, purple ones.
Hey, purple ones.
Yeah, and I went walking and I walked hard enough that I didn't feel like talking. So that's step one.
So you want to just shut up, get her to walk. Is that right?
Well, I usually walk and talk to you at night around the backyard, but I'm not really pushing myself. So, yeah, I need to take better care of myself. You worked here for a week with me. You see what happens. I just don't stop.
Yes, self-care. But it isn't about that. It's also taking time to reflect on your own too as well. It gives you an opportunity to show up better in your business too. right?
Thinking time.
Thinking time, right?
Yeah. It's, yeah.
Mhm.
Walking and thinking. That'll be nice because, you know, I can't talk because I'm walking so hard. Join your fasting challenge. I love to fast. I
Oh,
have no
yes.
problem fasting. I can fast. My problem is I don't eat enough. You wouldn't think so, right? But I don't eat enough. So I have no problem fasting. I can go a whole day, no problems. But I don't fuel because when I was really big, like I was 128 kilos. I was big. And I started telling myself to only eat when I was hungry. And that's how I lost 52 kilos. So I still have that mindset for some reason. If I'm not hungry, I don't eat, even if it's dinner time, just because the clock tells me to. Danny says, you don't like rules. All the time he tells me how much I don't like rules. And that's why I don't eat at dinner time, but I'll eat an hour after dinner when the family's finished eating because I wasn't hungry at dinner time. So fasting is not a problem for me. It's actually making sure that I nourish the engine, which, yeah, is not a good thing for me. So tell us, guys, what are your top priorities for 2025? Like, what's the one thing that you really want to commit to make happen this year? Share your thoughts with us. Put them in the chat. We're definitely going to be monitoring the chats and things like that. We've got the GSD coming up. Can't wait for that. But we should wrap up because we said we'd only be on for 2 hours, Jacqui, and it's been, oh, well, actually it hasn't been quite 2 hours because the tech didn't work straight away. It's been an hour and 56 minutes. Grit and love. That looks like Monica. Grit and love. I know Monica's been through a journey over the years that I've known Monica, and she's come back and forth as a client and not client, and she's been through a lot. And you are shining now, love. When I see you on your lives, you shine. Meg says hers is marketing and self-care. Every day be marketing. I have to give you one of these. And some sparkles. Yes. You cannot sell a secret. You cannot sell a secret. Every day be marketing. I even love going to market so I can talk to people and potentially meet new customers or buy stuff.
You're buying.
I used to. Did you ever do markets, Jacqui? Like actually go?
Yes,
Yeah, tell
of
me.
course.
Yeah.
You know, I also had a clothes store and a bag store back in those days too. Yeah, sell secret bags. Our company was called My Secret Bags, and then I
Oh,
used to market selling clothes that a friend of mine. Well, they had in China, so they shipped it over to me, and I'd sell it in the market. So yeah, it was so much fun. But I ended up spending most of my money in other people's stores.
exactly. When I used to do it for network marketing, I would literally I'd buy all my profits, but I'd meet lots of leads and book parties, you know, and that's why I love markets. All right. So, Bridget says, I have to monetize joyous movement, joyous content, support that makes you smile, being the example of what I preach. Yes, lead by example. Delegate, Sally, delegate. Delegate and elevate. That's what it says in Traction. Jenny says, publishing my website. Jenny, I have done a lot of work on your website. A lot of work. I don't know if you've jumped in and had a look at what I've achieved over break in yours, but your e-com store is nearly done. Your website is looking mighty fine, and and I've SEO'd it all as well for you. So it's not just a matter of putting things on. I'm going into the back of images and putting in metadata, and I'm putting in prompts and code in the back end of the website. So when one of the little robots that run around the internet are indexing, like Google and Yahoo and all of that, I'm putting prompts that you can't see that tells the robots what to do and what to index. And also for Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and all of those, I'm putting in metadata for that so that if you share it to different places, it'll also index what's on those pages as well. So that's done. Moe says, I should care about my health and delegate to people who can do the job. Yes, I know. Moe, I'm listening, right? I'm trying to delegate. Maybe that should be my word of the year. Delegate. Instead of saying, I can just do it myself. All right. Well, thank you, everyone who come and hung out with us. All of these amazing people who I'm seeing in the chat right now, go grab your GSD ticket, okay, so that we can start planning who's coming. I'm thinking I'm even going to send out anyone who's coming. I'm going to send out a little special box of gifts to those who attend the 3-day event. This is something that I've always done for the bigger 3-day events is I try to send out something special in the mail. Yes, elevate me. Yes, your steps. Finish my book. Yes, Moe's writing a book and I'm turning his book into an online course. That's been fun. Yes. All right. So before we go, I want to take a moment to thank you, Jacqui, for sticking with me and coming and joining me on this crazy ass ride into a software company business. Honestly, we're going to grow old and probably end up in an old crazy person's home together. Like, and I have to look after myself so that I can live long enough, right? You're good at you great with the self-care. I'm so bad at the self-care, right? Have you seen, oh, well, actually, this is just saving money. No hair, no nails. Startup style.
Yeah, right.
No hair, no nails. If you know me, I love my nails and hair, and I haven't got them done because it's going to cost me a shit ton to do this. And to keep the nails updated, I just spend it on marketing instead now. But yeah, we're going to draw a wage too. But thank you, Jacqui. And, I'm looking forward to when we actually pay ourselves for the first time this year. A regular, maybe not as high as we first hoped at the start, but it still will be more than nothing.
We have to reward ourselves.
I don't know.
A little bit is still,
Well, the business pays for you to come here. It's bought a couple of computer bits for us.
Oh,
yeah. Oops, wrong button. This one. Hang on, I've lost my Jacqui. Here she is. Yeah. Did you want to end off with any parting words to our visitors that have hung in with us? Oh, hang on. There we go. Talk again. I must have muted you.
Thank you, everyone, for watching today, but also for those clients who stuck with us from the beginning till now. You've been on this massive, crazy roller coaster ride with us, and we just want to thank you. And, you're not going to regret it. This is going to be even better. It's going to go better. And there's amazing things that are happening. And we can't wait to share it with you. So thank you again from the bottom of both of our hearts, for sticking in with us, and through all the challenges, all the changes, etc., but just being patient. We promise this is going to all pay off for you. And I also want to say a big thank you to my business partner, Sally, right? Because for one, trusting another person to become a business partner is a big decision to make, right? Choosing, have I chosen the right business partner? Oh my God, what happened? This happens, that. It's a big, massive decision. So thank you for sharing your money with me.
Oh, baby. We will make way more together than I ever would alone.
Exactly.
And we are going to enjoy life, right?
We are.
Our clients.
And we're helping others. That's the most important thing. We're going to transform many people's lives, but we're also going to give back more to charity as well. And that's our goal too this year.
Yes. We do. I'm looking forward to that. The charity side of our vision, which is letting not-for-profits have the software, right, is a big part. Once we're profitable, that was our goal. to let not-for-profits.
We have the systems in place.
I'm not going to do it until we're at that customer service side and we can manage the influx when we offer this for free to not-for-profits. But it's based off the Canva business model, actually, because I really love the Canva brand values and why I've been such a big ambassador of Canva since it began, because of their business values. And thank you, Jenny. Thank you, Bridget. And thank you all for jumping in live and keeping those chats coming in. We love you all. We really do. And for trusting in us to be part of your journey. We want to be more than just a software company.
Yeah.
Like, we're creating a bit of a movement here for female business owners. We are more heavily focused in the Australian market, but don't get me wrong, we'll be coming to America and we'll be running events there and going to the Philippines because we've got so many team members over there now.
Oh,
and
yes.
We've got some big things happening with team in the Philippines, which we'll talk more about next year as well. So hang on. Because at the moment, there are three major legs of our business. The software, right? That's the product, you would say. The online education school mentoring part, which is really just the Sparkle world slightly adjacent. And then service. So people who are like, I'm too busy, just do it for me. And there are three major legs of our business. So one, you want to do it yourself, join the elites. If you want us to do it, pay us to do it and you get access to the elites. But everything comes with OmniSAM. Yay, OmniSAM, here we come. Taking over the world, one piece of software at a time.
Exactly.
All right, my love, we've crossed the 2 hour and 6 minute mark. We're going to say goodbye. Never let anyone dull your sparkle.
That's right.
Make sure you get one income producing activity done each and every day.
You say 3.
Yeah, well, 3's our number. Always check emails because we don't have a team working over the break. And work on ticketing system. Have a great one, guys.
Have a great one. Have a great new year, and we'll see you in 2025.
Yay! And all of our clients, I can see, like, we need to talk. Jacqui, we will be in on Tuesday next week in the VOZ to answer all questions. So all of those clients and that are messaging us right now, I can see coming through that you need to chat. Myself and Jacqui and the whole team will be in at our regular 9 a.m. slot on Tuesday still because we'll be on break, but we will be in every Tuesday until we return full time after the team retreat. So if you've got questions, send it there. There is many updates coming. Ali has been working tirelessly on your Fiji Love website. Jenny, I'm personally working on yours. I've got lots of other messages coming in, but yeah. Otherwise, hit us up, send us an email because then it'll go into the new ticketing system. And soon the new ticketing system will have its own ticketing page where you can submit requests. But that's all coming. I've got to shut up now, Jacqui. I've got to say goodbye. Tangents. I'll just keep going. And look forward to more. If you enjoyed Campfire Chat, type at the bottom that you made it to the end and what did you like best about our Campfire Chat. We're thinking about doing this once a month to give you an update of what's happening, what's worked, what hasn't worked, and just be really transparent with what it's like to create a brand new business together from scratch. All right. Bye. I don't have an outro screen, Jacqui. I didn't build one.
Bye. We don't need one.
We don't need one. We just say bye and we just end. We just end. Hang on. I don't even have a music. Hang on. We could end on this. We've got to put on the Sparkle song. Where is it? It's not that one.
Oh, that's good enough too. What's the celebration one? Put the celebration on there.
Hang on.
Come on.
Oh, here it is. Here it is. Yes. Shine, baby.
Okay.
Yeah, let's I'm going to stand up. We love this.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, baby.
Hiding in the shadows way too long.
All right, let us know. What are your goals in the chat?
You always thought that you were weak, but babe, you're wrong. Yeah, you better step into the light. Just give it a try. Think that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. yourself, 'cause you're a work of art. You should know that you are perfect with those flaws. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Know that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long.
Oh my God. It's going to be so exciting. We'll see you all soon. Bye now.